Will the House come to order? Mr. Clerk?
Aloha and good morning. Today's invocation will be delivered by Representative Corey M. Chun. Will the members who wish to participate please rise?
Please stay seated. Morning, members. I just wanted to take this time to kind of reflect on this past session. And one of the highlights that's been kind of personal to me is that I got a chance to spend some time with one of our colleagues' grandmothers, which made me think a lot about my own grandmother. And so I just wanted to share this conversation that I had with her, one of the last before she passed away. So I was a staff person here, I don't know, more than 12 years ago. And I went to visit my grandma, and I was telling her about all the great things I was working on at the legislature and all the bills and issues. And she asked me, have you ever thought about running for office? And I said, no. And then she's like, why not? So I gave her probably 50 reasons why. I'm sure all of you have gone through your minds before taking the plunge and running for office. But at the end of our conversation, she stopped me and she said, well, why not you? I said, well, Grandma, because, it's hard. It's challenging. It's a big commitment. And she held my hand and said, why not you? So members, I always think about that last conversation. My grandmother unfortunately passed away later that year. But we are asked to do so many challenging things here and solve so many problems in our state, our communities, and even our neighborhoods. And so when you face the next challenge, and it might be daunting, very complex, it might be something you feel you don't have the experience in to address, just think about my grandma and ask yourself, why not me? Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Chun. Item 1, Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Mr. Ayu, Mr. Alcos, Ms. Amato,
Excuse.
Ms. Bellotti, Mr. Chun, Ms. Cochran, Mr. Evslin, Mr. Ganadin,
Excuse.
Mr. Garcia, Mr. Garrett, Mr. Gates, Mr. Hashem, Mr. Hashimoto, Mr. Holt, Ms. Hussey Burdick,
Excuse.
Ms. Ichiyama, Ms. Kahaloa, Ms. Capella, Mr. Kila, Ms. Kitagawa, Mr. Kobayashi, Mr. Kong,
Excuse.
Ms. Lachika, Ms. Lamasao, Ms. Lowen, Ms. Martin, Ms. Martinez, Mr. Matayoshi, Ms. Matsumoto, Mr. Mizuno, Ms. Morikawa, Ms. Nakamura, Mr. Nakashima, Mr. Nishimoto, Mr. Onishi, Ms. Peruso, Mr. Pirik, Ms. Poepoe, Mr. Quinlan, Mr. Saiki, Mr. Sayama, Ms. Souza, Mr. Takayama, Ms. Takenouchi, Mr. Tam, Mr. Tarnas, Mr. Todd, Mr. Ward, Mr. Woodson, Mr. Yamashita, Mr. Speaker.
Present.
Mr. Speaker, 47 members are present, 4 are excused.
Item 2, reading of the journal. Representative Marakawa.
Mr. Speaker, may this matter be deferred?
So ordered. Item 3, Mr. Clerk, are there any messages from the governor?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, we are in receipt of Governor's Message Number 12, requesting an addition to the Department of Transportation's operating budget for fiscal year 2024. May this matter be received and filed.
So ordered. Item 4, Mr. Clerk, are there any Senate communications?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, if you and the members will turn your attention to the addendum to today's order of the day. We are in receipt of communications returning the noted House concurrent resolutions, all having been adopted in the Senate. We're in further receipt of a communication informing the House that the Senate has disagreed to the amendments proposed by the House to the noted Senate concurrent resolution. Additionally, we are in receipt of communications informing the House that the Senate has appointed conferees to the noted House and Senate bills. Finally, we are in receipt of a communication informing the House that the Senate has made changes to conferees to the noted Senate bills.
Members, are there any introductions? Representative Tarnas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce some very special people in the gallery today. My office manager, Katie Pacheco, please stand, Katie, and your parents, Rob and Cindy Pacheco, and her fiance, Andy Cullison. You might recognize Rob and Cindy. They run the Hawaii Forest and Trails, which is a 30-year-old company on Hawaii Island that has received so many awards I can't even list them all. And both of them have served on many, many community boards. Rob, I want to point out, served on the Board of Land and Natural Resources and also on he was founding chair of the Mauna Kea Management Board. They have really served the community and I think are great role models. And so I appreciate you welcoming them to their House of Representatives. Please join me in welcoming them to our chamber of the House of Representatives. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Martinez.
Hello. I would like also to introduce Mr. Matthew Yamamoto, Christine Pascual, and Will Chang, members, representatives of the ILWU. They've been working so hard for the improvement of our community and development of the laborers union. And also I would like to introduce Mr. Chang, one of the cameramen up there, and Tracy Arakaki, my office manager, and Mr. Hey, I forgot your name, Gerald DeProsa, of course, my committee clerk. And of course, Tracy is my office manager. And welcome to the House of Representatives. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Representative Valcos.
Hi, Mr. Speaker. I would like to introduce to you our neighborhood board and as well as our neighborhood community and people that have been working for our Ever Beach neighborhood. Please stand up, guys from Ever. Mike, please stand up as well. These guys have been always serving our community throughout the years, being always involved. I just want to say thank you so much. Welcome to the House of Representatives. Thank you, guys.
Any further introductions? With no further introductions, we'll move on. Item 5, reports of standing committees. Representative Nakamura.
Mr. Speaker, I move to adopt Standing Committee Report number 2258 as listed on page 1 and that the accompanying House resolution be adopted.
Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Any discussion on STANCOM Report 2258? Representative Martinez.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In strong support of this resolution. This resolution was introduced in response to the public outcry regarding the detrimental effects of noise and lead contamination from the facility at nearby Po'olua Beach Park, wherever families gather and use daily. As the voice of my constituents, we need to ensure that the appropriate parties are held accountable for the impact of the range on nearby neighborhoods and that they take the necessary steps to mitigate those impacts. That's why I am strongly in support of this resolution. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Valcos.
In strong support.
Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, this issue been going on for decades already in my community, the noise pollution. I live about 1.5 miles away. It starts from 7 o'clock in the morning, the noise, and these fire 7,000 rounds or more a day out in that area. The community don't want the noise. I don't think anybody want a rifle range in their community. I think it's long overdue. We do care about the support for our military, but we don't believe that it should be next to a community park, next to the next Hawaiian homes that they're going to build next to our community, next to our elementary school, and I take my grandkids playing there, and with the lead poisoning that going on to our ocean, I believe that we could find a better location for this rifle firing range. Thank you.
Representative Parrott,
With reservations.
so ordered. Chair calls a voice vote. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. Item 6, reports of conference committees. Members, please note the 48-hour notice for conference committee report number 1. Action sheets. Give me a moment. Members, please turn to your digital action sheets. For those of you who are doing this for the first time, click on the action sheet tab on the top middle of your screen. Again, click on the action sheet tab on the top middle of your screen. We will be taking up 2 motions, one to suspend the rules to reconsider a previous action in disagreeing to the Senate amendments, and one to reconsider a previous action and give notice of intent to agree. Representative Nakamura for the motion to suspend the rules to reconsider previous action.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend the rules of the House to reconsider action previously taken in disagreeing to the amendments made by the Senate to certain House bills.
Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Any questions? The chair calls a voice vote. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. Representative Nakamura for the motion to reconsider.
Mr. Speaker, I move to reconsider action previously taken in disagreeing to the amendments made by the Senate and to give notice of the intent to agree to the amendments to the following House bills as referenced on your digital action sheets. House Bill number 16, HD2. House Bill number 118. House Bill number 141, HD1. House Bill number 264. House Bill number 350, HD2. House Bill number 364. House Bill number 365, HD1. House Bill number 485, HD3. House Bill number 525, HD2. House Bill number 580, HD1. House Bill number 581, HD2. House Bill number 615, HD1. House Bill number 650, HD2. House Bill number 712, HD1. House Bill number 794, HD1. House Bill number 819, HD2. House Bill number 834, HD1. House Bill number 980. House Bill number 983. House Bill number 1036, HD1. House Bill number 1058, HD1. House Bill number 1097, HD2. And House Bill number 1100, HD1.
Representative Morikawa.
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
Any discussions? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. Members, these measures will appear on Thursday's order of the day for agree and final reading. Members, please reference your digital action sheets once more. We will be going over House concurrent resolutions, which are after the House bills. So please scroll to the bottom. We will be giving 1-day notice for the following measures. These measures will be up for agreement to the Senate amendments and adoption on Thursday. I'll go over 8 HCRs. HCR 19 SD1, HCR 23 HD1 SD1, HCR 73 HD1 SD1, HCR 74 SD1, HCR 86 HD1 SD1, HCR 94 SD1, HCR 108 HD1 SD1, HCR 150 HD1 SD1. Members will be moving to item 7, announcements.
Mr. Speaker.
Are there, Representative Ward?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Being that tomorrow is a recess, the Thursday luncheon with U.S. Vets is still on. I want to give a friendly reminder at 12:30 in the auditorium. There will be a luncheon, and remember, the U.S. Vets are the experts in homelessness, and looking forward to everybody attending. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Takayama?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. 1 week ago today, thanks to the generosity of many members here, my office turned over more than 80 bags of brand new and gently used women's clothing and accessories to the YWCA Dress for Success program. Well, today and tomorrow, the YWCA is putting all of our items on sale for those with the proceeds to benefit women who are seeking a second chance at life and success. So, for those of you who might have eyed something that someone else donated or may have donor's remorse and want to reclaim what you donated, the YWCA across the street will be sponsoring a sale until 2 this afternoon today and from 10 to 2 tomorrow. So if you want to break from conference committee meetings or any other business, please support them. Thank you very much, Speaker.
Thank you. No further announcements. Representative Morikawa?
Mr. Speaker, I move that this House stand adjourned until 6:30 p.m. Thursday.
Representative Garcia?
Mr. Speaker, I second the motion.
All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion is carried. The House stands adjourned until 6:30 p.m. Thursday.